Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the benefits of no sex. And we're going to be celebrating. So that's all in a moment. But first, if you didn't know who I am Sandra, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives books, 47 asexual real life stories in there. And it's asexuals' views on love, life and sex in this highly sexualized world we live in when we're really not that bothered. So grab your copy of that if you haven't already. It's down in the link below in the description. I'm also the author of this Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, which is all about how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy and feel happy like a superhero rock star. But there is a lot of information here about how to manage anxiety and depression, which a lot of fibro people have. So, and how to manage your life better so you have less pain in your life overall, even if you haven't got fibromyalgia. So it's a great read. It's autobiographical, so you can see how I manage my fibro effectively and how I'm ace fibro girl. Yep, you heard me right. It's wonderful. So check out that in the link below in the description. So I have been sex free now for over 9 incredible years. Yes, the last time I had sex was sometime in October 2011. So we're now in November 2020 and I have been sex free for a whole 9 years and it feels absolutely friggin' fantastic, I tell you. I am so glad I don't have to have sex ever again in my life. The only reason I had sex in the past really was because I thought I had to do that as part of a normal relationship. I didn't realise I was asexual. And the last long-term ex I had, sometimes we'd go 2 or 3 months without doing that. So that was really, really good for me. And part of the reason why I stayed with him, even though it was abusive, was because I thought I would never get a guy who'd want me without sex. How wrong I was, but I didn't know it until I discovered asexuality and discovered the asexual community and found loads and loads of people like me who can live, love and be happy without sex and who want a sex-free relationship. And that's still what I desire. I haven't met the right asexual guy for me yet, so I'm still on the lookout for him. Hopefully one day he will turn up in my life. Until then, I remain single and happy being single. And so, yeah, it's been a heck of a journey, but I really don't want sex. It's very difficult for me because I have grey area of sexual behaviour, yet I have zero sexual attraction. And so usually I have a lot of sexual guys interested in me and I really can't bring myself to do sex again. It's something that I don't like. It's something that I don't want. And obviously the benefit of not having sex is you haven't got any chance of catching sexually transmitted infections or diseases unless you do other sexual stuff. But I don't do those other sexual things either. So, so that eliminates them. No chance of getting pregnant, because one of my worst fears ever when I was having sex, even though I was on the pill, was literally worried all the time about being pregnant. I mean, I used to buy pregnancy test kits. I don't know if I've ever told you that before, just to test to make sure I wasn't, because I used to be paranoid that I end up like that, and it's my worst nightmare. I categorically do not want a kid inside me. It would just be I'm pregnancy repulsed. It's not for me. I don't want that thing in my body. No offense to anyone who loves kids. I appreciate the fact you love kids. If my mum didn't love kids, my dad didn't love kids, I wouldn't be here. So I appreciate my parents a lot. Appreciate everyone that does have kids for us. But that's really not me. So I hated that. And so that's a huge relief that I don't have to worry about that. I didn't usually get that much pleasure out of sex. I preferred the kissing and even my ex's finger, if I'm honest. So I didn't really get much pleasure out of sex. Sometimes it hurt. Sometimes I would cry afterwards because it left me feeling raw. And I guess that was because I was asexual and didn't realise it. So I have none of that stuff. And I have if I have any guys interested in me, I tell them that sex is off the table. Then I know they're more interested in me as a person, not for my genitals, which is another bonus, Sex can be very messy as well. You've got a lot of stuff to clear up, especially once the guy's spread everything everywhere with his sperm. So that's kind of icky and yucky. And yeah, he can't help it if he's in that type of scenario, but it's just like, wet, bed sheets wet and everything like that, and it's cleaning stuff up, and it's kind of a lot of stuff going on like that, and obviously if you're feeling tired or you're not in the mood and you still want to kind of do that, you then got to think, I'm knackered, but then I've got to do this. It's kind of like, what do I do? And like if you're not in the mood, you can avoid doing sex, and then you can avoid intimacy as well. And I think a lot of the time sex is a big barrier to intimacy, because a lot of people that are not in the mood for sex, they will push away their partner for sex, and therefore they're not being intimate. But you can be very, very intimate without having sex. And I really love the fact that I don't have sex anymore, because I know that I can be intimate in the future with the right guy, but without all this worry about sex. If I don't feel in the mood about sex, which I wouldn't really feel in the mood to have sex ever again, I now can just focus on the intimacy, the kissing, the cuddling, and all the other stuff that I like. Do you know what I mean? By taking sex out of the equation, I've not got that fear or anxiety or worry or emotional upset anymore. And also sex is very kind of like laying your body bare and your soul bare and your emotions bare, and I think it makes you very vulnerable. But you can still have that sense of vulnerability with doing other physical stuff, and even opening your heart and emotions can be very, 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 very emotionally demanding and emotionally invoking and everything. So I think sex has an element to that. But, for me, I don't like sex. I don't understand what an orgasm is. I've never had one of them. Yes, I can squirt liquid, if that's what you call it. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's some liquid, right? It's like I go and make a cup of herbal tea. That's some liquid. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal to me, right? It's not interesting for me. It's just a byproduct of someone taking my bits down below. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything to me like that. Like I would much rather have intimate kissing and cuddling, or even a deep, close conversation, a guy looking into my eyes and holding my hands and smiling and talking and coming alive as he talks about his passions, and he just loves being in life, and I just feel ultimate emotional connection with him. And I think sex, it just shatters a lot of stuff. It patches over problems and stuff. With my ex, he was very abusive apart from sexually. When I was with him sexually, it was the best time with him. He was nice then. He was putting my needs first. He was kind and considerate. Not the rest of the time. It was very, very strange. I really don't understand, but I'm glad he was that way, because I wouldn't have wanted to have sexual abuse. I had sexual abuse in my past, but I had all my sexual relationships after that. But my last long-term ex, he was good at sex. He always put my needs first, and always did other stuff leading up to that, which he did far more for me than I did for him. So I was really happy about that. That is a good sexual experience. The last, person I was with, wrong person for me, very abusive in every other way. But, sexually he was fine. So, I haven't got anything bad like that going on, if you know what I mean. So I think that's a good thing. Sometimes I wish that the last person I had sex with wasn't him, it was someone else, because like having an abusive ex and he's the last one I can refer to do with that is kind of like weird. But I don't want sex again. I sometimes ask myself, because I consider being with someone on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, but a lot of those guys I'm coming across, they actually want to try sex, and I really, really don't. And so I like thinking in my head, could I like push myself to do it? It's not like I probably physically couldn't do it, although I have fibromyalgia and kind of like that area's kind of not great down there. I think if I really wanted it, I could do it. But the whole point is I don't really want it. And when I'm thinking about it, I'm like kind of trying to force myself into it. It's not something I want, do you know what I mean? So I don't see the point in being with someone like that. And you know what I mean? Because to me, it's like, well, what's going to be the difference between that type of guy, a grey asexual guy, and the sexual end of the asexual spectrum, and a sexual guy, if they're both going to want sex and I don't want it? Kind of like why I'm looking in the asexual community for a relationship is because I don't want sex. I want to find someone like me who literally wants to be with me for lots of kisses, lots of cuddles, lots of hand in hand walking, like sharing each other's secrets, talking about hobbies, interests, going for walks together, going for cinema together, aquarium, zoos, theme parks, I expect he'll have some other interests maybe as well that I go to as well, and you know, like just enjoying life together and having deep, meaningful conversations like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning and just talking and just like being really excited to see each other and just like, wow, this is so amazing because you're in my life, my darling, my baby, my gorgeous one. Do you know what I mean? And that's the type of thing I look for, you know. I prefer to be with a younger guy in his 20s, Indian, that's my preference, at least foreign would be ideal, you know, because I feel that I get on so much better with younger guys and I'm more like them and can relate to them much better, you know. As guys start to get older, I feel they're more set in their ways, they're not so flexible, and I just don't have such a bond overall with a older age group, you know. Like I see myself with a really young guy, you know, because I am really young and I think he would have the same type of idea as a sort of relationship I want, which is the teenager style relationship, loads of passionate kissing and cuddling and holding hands and sitting on each other's laps, but none of the like sex stuff, you know. Like I'm really not interested in sexual intercourse. I don't ever want to have it again. Anal I've never tried, never would, and you know, like oral sex is really not my thing. The sperm doesn't take nice, if I'm really blunt and honest. It's pretty gross and I'm not really interested in that. I don't really want to touch a guy's genitals with my hand full on like that naked again. Do you know what I mean? It's not really my thing. I'm not really into it, you know. It's hard because there's some guys that come into my life and they're like, would you compromise and do that? But it's like I don't really want my hand touching that bit. Do you know what I mean? It would feel kind of like weird, like I was forcing myself to do something I didn't want to do. But if I was going to do that, I'd rather be with a much younger guy than an older guy because I'm just not interested in old guys and I don't want to get physically close to an older guy. It really repulses me. Like I'm very much born to be with a younger guy. That's who I am, a young person, you know? Like I'm so young and and also I'd like someone I could go out dancing with as well, really, if I'm honest, because I have got a very sexy way of dancing and I like to be able to sexually express myself in an asexy way, you know, like asexy means kind of a sexy way but absence of sexual attraction. So you know, I really, you know, like to express myself and I like a guy who's completely open and honest and like totally transparent, right? They're very difficult to find, these people, right? Because they kind of like worry about what people think, worry about what people say, and they kind of like don't want to hurt you and stuff. But at the end of the day, you need a person in your life for relationships who's going to be really strong, who's going to be able to tell you, look, I ain't feeling good today, or this is upsetting me, or this is not going well, and this is what I want to share with you because you're my life, my world, you're really important to me, I love you. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I think a lot of the time lately, you know, there's so much stuff online, internet swipe culture, that people these days lack the actual kind of qualities that are for long, sustainable, fulfilling relationship. You know, it's very difficult to find someone. You know, you can find someone, you can find billions of people in the world, but the chances of finding the right person for you is a lot less. Do you know what I mean? There's still loads of people out there, but it is less. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's a good match and a good person. Now, I do know a few good guys, so that proves to me there are good guys in the world. I haven't yet found an asexual guy who's actually committed to a relationship and committed to me. So that's another thing. There tends to be, I think, in the asexual community overall, a lot of people tend to be not so actively pursuing a relationship. They tend to be not so committed to getting one, you know, which I find very bizarre because it's kind of like, well, you do know that asexuals are 1% of the population, right? There's less people that you're likely to be compatible with, right? So surely you should be actively seeking that right person now and going after what you want. They end up years, 10, 20 years down the line thinking, I've not met anyone, I'm on my own because my family's left or my friends have left or got a partner. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, for me, I look at multiple aspects of my life and I want to make sure that I'm sorted in all these different multiple aspects of my life as much as possible. One of those is career, one of those is finances, one of those spirituality, you know, and one of them is relationships and friendships are very important. I grow and flourish them. And also, you know, finding the right asexual guy for me is very, very important. But I need a guy who's really not interested in sex like me, because I'm not interested in sex. Like I would be trying to force myself to do it. I don't even think I could force myself to do it. And if I ever did do it, it'd be kind of like want it to just be a one-off, but a guy would always want more than that. Do you know what I mean? It's like kind of like, I've done it now, that's it. Can I please go back to being me? And that's the wrong reason to do it. You know, if you're trying to force yourself to do it, if it's not natural, if you don't really want it, there's no point, you know. It's just kind of like, you know, it's just kind of something to do, not because I really want it. Do you know what I mean? It's not because I want to do it, but it kind of like I would be trying to force myself to do it for someone else. And so you really don't want to get into that situation. You want to find a guy who loves you for who you are, person in your I don't know what gender you like, but when I'm talking for me, I'm talking about a guy, because I need to find a really good guy for me, someone who will love me, kiss me, cuddle me, hold me tight, and talk to me about the world, planet, and universe, and just be completely into me as who I am, you know, because I don't want sex again. 9 years, like, to me, it's like really fly by. Peter, say it directly. No man married you. Peter, say it directly. No man married you. Well, no, of course no man marries me. Thank God. I don't want to get married. I really don't want to get married. Right, I just made that perfectly clear. I want a relationship, but I don't want to ever get married. Thanks very much. So yeah, so you know, like, I really love the fact that I don't have sex. In fact, I haven't had it for 9 years. Like, I can't believe it's been a whole 9 years, because it seems really, 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 you know, like, strange, as in the time doesn't seem that long ago. But you know, it's really good. It's really good. And I just love my life without it, you know, like, you know, I can just get on with a lot more stuff. I don't have to worry. I have all that hassle, and you know, it's just a lot better life, you know. And a lot of asexuals who lack sexual attraction like me, you know, we plow our energies and time into a lot more productive things, you know, like I write books, as you know, I do online courses, you know, so I can use a lot of the time that other people would be having sex to actually, you know, like, be productive and change lives, you know. Like, I'm still working on my second book for Asexuals, which is Asexual Guide to Sex, as you know, so I've still got work to do with that, but I'm trying to do some other work, asexual work stuff at the moment as well. I've had 2 articles that I've recently done for Asexuals. So yeah, really, really busy. And just think, all the time I'm not having sex, there's more time that I can actually help all you lot. I can be on this channel as well and stuff like that. So it's just really fantastic. And I'm really happy that I haven't had sex for like 9 years. I mean, it's just so awesome. I look forward to the rest of my life not having it, you know, because I think it's really, really important, like I said, to not push yourself to do things you don't want to do, and to just be so happy being yourself, you know. And the best person to love is you, as I've always said. The best person to love is you. And you know, there's so much in the media, there's so much in television, there's so much in, you know, like, news and stuff, all about sex and the glorification of it, and no one talks about the nitty gritty of it, the kind of like not so good side of it, you know. And no one shouts from the rooftops, usually, like I do, that I'm so happy I haven't had sex for 9 years. I mean, I'm really, really happy that I haven't had sex for 9 years, because it just feels great not having to worry about that, not having to stress about that, not having to think about that, not have to put my body or my mind or my spirit and soul under that duress, you know. It's really, really good. I just have to find the right asexual guy for me to be in a relationship with, which, like I said, is a lot more difficult, you know. But I have 3 friends, my best friend Sam, as you know, and they've all got asexual partners. They all have a loving, happy, healthy relationship without sex, right? So this is incredible. It is definitely, definitely, definitely possible. To like, love, and be compassionate, you need 2 entities. If you create 2 entities within yourself, you are either, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this insightful video. And I hope you found it really, really good, because you know, I really, really love the fact that I haven't had sex for 9 years. Yeah, you know, it's really good. So I'm really happy, and I'm really thankful for everyone who's joined me today and is celebrating with me, you know. So it's really good. And like I said, there are just so many benefits. There's so much you can be doing other than that. And when you find someone who's with you, you know, they should be with you for your personality and a lot of other things, not your genitals, which is really, really important, you know. I absolutely, just don't want sex ever again in my life. Not, I've just got to find a guy who's romantic and really into kissing like me, because I find a lot of the asexuals that are romantic, they're not so into kissing like I am. So I find that really difficult. But yeah, hey ho. I still look forward to meeting my asexual soulmate. I think it's going to be amazing. And I think, you have to go through a lot of rubbish sometimes in relationships to find the right person. Do you know what I mean? Because when you find that right person, then it kind of all the years of rubbish that's coming away makes it all the more worthwhile that, hey, I got this golden rainbow at the end of the darkness, if you know what I mean. So I think that's really good. But I just wanted you to know that I'm so happy that I haven't had sex for over 9 years. The time's flown by in that respect. I feel really good. It was not long ago since I was on this channel saying like I haven't had sex for like 5 years, I think, or something like that. 4 or 5 years. There was a video a long time ago that I did. So yeah, and it like doesn't seem that long since I posted that. So it's really good, I think when the time flies by, when you haven't had sex, you actually know even more that you're enjoying yourself, because you like time flies by a lot more when you are, when you're having fun in your life, when you're enjoying life. And so the fact that the time's flown by me not having sex proves that it's not in my interest to have it. That is definitely much more beneficial to be without sex in my life and to live a happy, healthy existence and life without sex, really is. And like I said, I got 3 friends who all got asexual partners. I got a friend and they're married to their asexual wife. I've got another friend and he is engaged to his asexual fiance. They're both asexuals as well. And then my best friend Sam, who's in a relationship, and that's completely sex free as well. And they're in a very happy, beautiful asexual relationship. So do not give up, because there is someone out there for you. I truly believe that. And if you haven't found your special person to be in a relationship with, and you do want someone to be in a relationship with, never give up hope. Just because there's lots of people that aren't right for you, one day there'll be one person that is right for you, and they'll turn up and they'll go, I've been waiting for you for like ages of my life, and that you'll be able to make each other so happy, and it's going to be really, really awesome. I really look forward to that day. And I want to thank you for celebrating my sex-free existence of 9 years with me. I feel it's so important to celebrate these things, like I'm just so glad that I don't have to do that again, that I now know there are thousands of people around the globe like me who can live, love and be happy without sex ever. And like I have had sex in the past, obviously I've told you that, but I think it's great for the people that have never had sex in their life. I think it's wonderful. So yeah, I really, really, really appreciate you being here and celebrating with me. And yeah, it's really good, really good. So I hope that one day that you'll find the asexual love of your life, like my friends have done with them, or you'll just like meet great asexual friends if that's what you want, because I've got some beautiful asexual friends, as you know. So I really, really, really adore my asexual friends. And yeah, it's so good when you're around like-minded people who really understand you, who all live, love and have a happy life without sex as well. It's just so great, so wonderful. And it's incredible. And when you're around like-minded people like that, you just boost yourselves up and you just feel on top of the world. You're like, yes, sex-free life is the best. Well, we're accorded 1% of the population, but I think there's a lot more of us around, that are just hidden because they don't talk about it publicly like I do. But I hope that more and more visibility is around for asexuals, and so people can really understand us, and we can make the world a better place just by being in it, obviously, because we give people a very different perspective on life, love, happiness, healthiness and relationships. So I'm so proud to be part of that. Anyway, until next time, brace your quirky and each other. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video or live stream. Take care and have a beautiful day. Lots of love to you. Lots of asexual love. Take care. Bye-bye.